Okay, welcome back. We're going to go ahead and continue. Let's see. So now that we've got all of that, the vertices combined together, we're going to go ahead and smooth it. So let's hit the 3 key and see if that's smoothing now. Okay, that looks pretty good. It is smoothing. You can see that's not a hard edge around there, and you can check it out. Make sure you go around it. Make sure it's all smooth. There we go. Okay, there's our finished piece. Now we're going to bring the tab down. Let's go ahead and smooth that as well and move that down. And let's scale that. Make sure we center pivot that. I don't think that's center pivot. Okay, and we're going to scale that down. And move it down. Let's see if we can get that moved forward into position. Okay. Might have to rotate that, I guess. We need to scale that down just a little bit more. Still a little bit too big. Okay. Let's rotate that around a little bit. Let's double click on that and reset that tool. Rotate it a little bit. Move it. Okay. Let's move that down a little bit. Want to set right on top. There we go. That looks good. Awesome. Now we just need to position. Let's see this a little bit more. Let's rotate that a little bit more. And move it. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. Alright, so now we've got all of the pieces. We've just got one more to do, and that's the center of this piece right here. So make sure that's not going into the... There we go. I don't think that's looking pretty good. I just want to make sure it's not going through at all. Let's look at that again. Let's move that up to where it's just setting on top, barely setting on top. Let's go to the side view. Close this off. Let's move that up a little bit, like that. There we go. I just want it so it's sitting right on top. Now we need a centerpiece right here. And we're going to create a cylinder to finish this up. I'm going to hit the 4 key and move it up. Once we get it into place, we're going to scale it down. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and scale this down. We want it to be the size of that pin, and there's a pin that's coming up that I noticed from looking at the reference image. And this pin is put right in the center of the hole. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and scale this down. There we go, to fill that hole up. Don't worry if it's not exactly perfect. go. That looks good. And then I'm going to shorten that up a little bit. There we go. And then I'm going to go to the side view and push it up. Okay. Let's go to the number 5 key. There we go. And back off a little bit, and you notice there's that little button. And I'm going to go ahead and add an edge loop. Insert edge loop. Okay. Alright. And then when we hit the 3 key, okay, we got a little break off up there. So I'm going to go in here. And I'm going to select the face. And select all the faces of this object here. I'm going to go in here and do a extrude. I'm going to do an extrude. I'm going to scale that in. There we go, to support that edge right here. Okay. I'm going to hit the 3 key, see how that looks. That looks great. So we got a nice little edge here now. And underneath here you'll see the object. Let's go ahead and pull that up. So let's select that object and let's pull it up. And let's go into Edit Mesh and do Insert Edge Loop tool again. Okay. There we go. And since we won't see the bottom, we're just going to take the faces off the bottom of this object. So I'm going to go to the top view and select all of the faces. And then from the side view, just deselect the faces on the top. Just Control select those and then hit the delete key. And that takes all the faces off the bottom. Okay, when I go in here and I click on the 3 key, and you notice that we have just a tab, so we don't need the bottom of it. We click on this guy here, and I move that down, and that's going to be our center tab. Okay, and I think it's just barely coming out. Okay, so there is our finished energy drink model. The only thing we need to really worry about or look at is the bottom of it, and it depends on if we're going to animate it or not. So we'll finish this up by clicking on this and hitting the 1 key, going into the face mode. One last thing we'll be doing here. Okay. And we're going to go in here and do an extrude edge and then scale that in. And then hit the G key, the W key, and move that up. And this has got a more of a very domed shape on the inside. So we go down about something like that, and then we go up. So I'm going to go hit the G key again, and scale in, and then move it up. That's going to kind of give us our dome feel. Hit the G key again, and then scale in, and move up. Let's hit the 3 key and see if that looks about right. Okay, looks pretty good. Alright, so that's what the bottom of it looks like. We have more of a tight edge probably, So I'm going to click on this again, hit the 1 key, and right on this edge here, I'm going to go to select. I'm going to insert edge loop tool. I'm going to insert that edge loop right here. And I'm going to insert an edge loop right at the very edge here. Whoops, wrong one. Control Z back. Nope. Control Z. Okay, let's try this again. Sometimes that happens. You just go back. Insert edge loop tool. Alright. There we go. That's what I want. Perfect. So now I'm going to go in here and test it one more time. Hit the 3 key. There we go. That looks awesome. Good. Perfect. Looks real good. Let's go ahead and show what it looks like all together. It looks really good from the top view. Looks really good. We may want to slide that a little bit closer to that edge right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and select those two guys here and do edit, delete by type history, and do modify freeze transformations, and let's scoot that down a little bit closer. Okay. Alright, that looks pretty good. Okay, and if we have any indiscrepancies or anything that you see that just doesn't gel, doesn't work right, go ahead and take this time to select them. Let's go to the 4 key. And then hit the 5 key. I'm going to move this around a little bit so it kind of fits a little bit better right in that area there. Okay, that looks pretty good. Get it as close as you can. That's the whole idea. Okay, there is our crazy modeled and detailed piece. What I want you to do is I want you to make sure you save this